Hello, everybody. I know it's me again. I'm so sorry. I was here last week. I am so excited for this call. I was excited for last week, but I'm like much more excited for this week because we're talking about goals, obviously, and what's like it's the first and it's on a goals
It's
call.
all
Like
gone,
it
baby.
can't be any better than that. So
It's all gone. We used to.
if you guys want to mute really quick, and then if you have something to say to unmute, that way we can hear everything okay. Oh, there's so many of you on here. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm a little hyped up about something. I'm just gonna call myself out. I have been watching Kristen Boss stuff. Kill me. I know, Allison, you're like, yeah. And it's on recruiting. And I feel like I'm going to speak for all of us here to say that this could be an area that we could grow in, right? And so I don't feel like I came across this video by accident. I was actually on there looking for something else that Randy had suggested, and I just caught my eye. I got to listen to it. Here we go. 2 hours later, I'm sucked in because I rewatched it. It was a whole thing. So I want to start with that because I think it's really important and it really pertains to kind of our topics and kicking off the month strong. So what she really primarily talks about is cleaning up our thoughts, right? Because we are all famous for getting in our own way. At least I am. I'll stop speaking for all of you, but I'm that way. Majority of the time I am the sole purpose and reason why I wasn't as successful as I could have been. And it's mainly because of what's going on inside of my head. It's a mindset thing. So the whole thing on this first video was cleaning up our thoughts on selling. And something that I really, really, really want to remind you guys is that we aren't selling a product. We're actually selling a solution. And that just like struck a nerve with me. And it made me feel some type of way because I could replace solution with we're selling compassion, we're selling kindness, we're selling freedom, we're selling relief. We're not like rolling in with a trench coat on the movie Friday saying DVDs. Like that is not happening. Okay. We are selling solutions, freedom, relief, all the goods. So just kind of replacing those thoughts with that, I think wholeheartedly just removes the negativity inside of our head because we get in our own way at the very beginning of it. Because we immediately are like, they're going to think I'm just selling them something, or it's too expensive. There's no way they're going to go for it. They have 4 kids. Like, this is just not going to work out. They don't want to work the business. They probably think I'm a joke. I'm going to have to convince them, and then it's going to be awkward because I know they don't really want to do it, like blah, 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 blah. You guys have all been there. You know all the things. That is what needs to be removed, right? So cleaning up our thoughts, removing the trash inside of our head that we're telling ourselves on a day-to-day basis. You guys, I had so much conviction with this because as I started this new checklist last week, part of my checklist literally says, say personal affirmations out loud. And it's those affirmations that I'm saying out loud are fighting these exact demons that are constantly trying to cloud my brain and my thoughts about this business. And so again, I'm getting in my own way, which is ridiculous. So some of the things, there's about 3 things that she talks about really quick that I just had to share with you guys. I took so many notes, but I'm going to just shorten it up for you. Stop selling hype, sell the vision, right? So I laughed because as I got on this call, I'm all like, I'm hyped up. Look at this. Like, here I am selling you guys the hype. You guys already know the vision, right? You're on the call. This is step 1, which I'm so proud of you guys for that. But selling the vision, stop selling from your own emotion and your own hype. It's a very fleeting emotion, which is very confusing for that person, right? Because we love it. We're obsessed. We're here. We're making a lifestyle out of it. But they're like, whoa, what? And so sometimes we lose them before we even get them. And that's another way we're getting in our own way. We're also unable to be present because we're on a different page than they are. We're up here, super excited. It reminds me of when I talk to people about Jesus. And they're like, who's Jesus? And I'm like, oh my God, you don't know who Jesus is? Da, 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 da. And then all of a sudden, they're like, I don't know if I want to know this Jesus guy, I'm out. So same scenario of what we're doing. Again, getting in our own way. So stop selling the hype and meet them where they're at. We need to talk to them from a grounded place. We need to be calm, cool, collective. I love what she said about mirror the person you are talking to be fully present in their story. That's what we're supposed to do. We are supposed to listen. So channel your inner toddler and ask questions and listen to what they're saying. Why? Why did that happen? Why? Oh my gosh, tell me more about that, right? Don't really be a toddler. I have one. But it's one of those things where it's like asking the question versus just dumping the information on them. It's too much, right? So just kind of toning it back. And guys, when I'm speaking to you, like I should have a mirror right in front of me because I struggle with this too. So this is just what I learned from her. And it was just so convicting and so great. So what emotions do we sell from? If we have to take out the hype and the excitement and the over the top, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing in the world. What emotion do we sell from? So sufficiency, stop needing validation and own who you are, right? Remember your why. Why are you doing this? Why did you get started with the products in the first place? What is your why? So be sufficient in who you are. You are good enough to do this, right? Certainty. We know what we are offering is valuable. Because like we talked about at the beginning, we're not selling a product, we're selling a solution. And that could go from a product standpoint with them finding relief, or it could go from working the business standpoint from them finding freedom, financial freedom. And then curiosity. This is that toddler thing. Why? Oh, when did that happen? At what point did you notice those symptoms? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. When did you lose your job? Right? We're asking these questions and we're engaging in their story and meeting them where they're at. And I think that is so wildly important. So to kind of summarize what she talks about, she made a triangle, and at the top of it, so there's 3 things that you have to assess every single day. And it doesn't take long. So don't panic and think you have to add more to your checklist or to your daily schedule. It's a quick mind assessment. Scoring yourself 1 to 10. Am I believing in myself? Meaning, how are my thoughts today? Do they need to be cleaned up? What type of icky garbage am I allowing myself to believe? That I'm not good enough at this. I don't post the right way on social media. I don't have enough followers. Like, what is the icky stuff that is like clouding your brain, right? So cleaning up your thoughts. So believing in yourself, believing in what you offer. And guys, this is the products and the business. I'm not just talking about changing somebody's life because we took care of their headaches and their bloating. I'm talking about a business opportunity that could help a mom that doesn't see her kids very often stay at home and be with them all the time. I'm living proof of that. It's the mindset of I have everything I need right now to help others because I don't sell a product, I sell a solution. And so she said this and it made me laugh because I almost wanted to be like, no, I mean, I don't. And then I'm like, no, she's right. She said, anyone with Wi-Fi and willpower can be wildly successful at this. And I was just laughing because I'm like, well, oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, oh yeah, that does really just knock it all out of the park. You got Wi-Fi and willpower, you're going to kill it. And I love that because willpower is hard. It's hard to get motivated and do things. But if you have that, right, and you follow these 3 this belief triangle, like you can be successful at it. And then belief in others. You guys, this is my problem right here. Stop answering for them. And I don't mean that literally. I mean that inside your head, you assume that you are bothering them. They don't want to talk to you, that you're my biggest one, I'm too much. I'm a lot. They don't want to see me on a Facebook Live. Ugh. They would just go to my page if they want to see me. They don't want to be notified every time. Stop answering for them. That's not your job. You have to stay in your circle. And thank God for that, right? That's not our responsibility. That's a lot to carry. So believe that they want and they need what you have. We all have our own testimonies, whether they are like she said earlier, Jesus parting the Red Sea type testimony, or, oh my gosh, I can fit into my gold jeans that I've had for 2 years. Doesn't matter. Like, we all have our own testimony and our own story, and we need to allow them to live out theirs. And we need to be confident in that. So another thing with this, I'll kind of close it up with here, is that belief work. So these 3 beliefs is daily, because we have a brain that is always going to be sabotaging our growth. Our brain is wired with our current habits. We have to rewrite the script and work against the grain, which is a daily exercise. It's no different than anything else we do in our life. It's something we have to practice every single day. And then all of a sudden, you're not even going to realize that you're doing it, right? That's the whole point. So, okay, I'm going to hop off my soapbox. Sorry. Told you guys I was jacked up about it. I almost wanted to, no offense to my kids, because I know they're listening to me right now, but I was so like hyped up about this. I almost wanted to skip the school event tonight. So I was like, I need to watch another video. It was just so great. Okay, so why are we here? Goals, right? I love doing a little segment on recruiting because I personally am trying to re-steer my focus onto building my team versus recruiting. I'm not saying this to toot my own horn, but I can recruit fine. Like, I did that in my other jobs, but where I'm struggling, or not recruit, I can get my own people just fine. Building the team is what I'm having a hard time with. So that's why I kind of wanted to kick this off and lead into that. So I don't know if you guys have your forms or not. I'm not going to make everybody go around. So I know some of you are like, and I'm shutting off. You're good. But I do want to open it up. There you go, Linda. Love it. I'm glad you got it figured out. I had a heck of a time with it too. So it's okay. So if anybody wants to share, maybe talking about how many points they ended with last month, and then kind of talking about where you want to go. It's okay if not, I can share mine. Okay, fine, I'll go. So last month, I ended at 341 points. My goal, so kind of a quick little tie-in of my story, like the highest points I think I had was like 515. That's when I hit Ruby. These last couple months has been really hard with just really personally and just growing a team. I've really struggled with that. So my goal is to end with 434 points. And the way that I calculated that is I kind of did like a quick K point math in my head, because I know what I want a month from an income standpoint, since Plexus is part of my actual income now. When I had my old job, it was just kind of a side hustle. Now this is a whole thing for me. So last month I signed up 3 VIPs. I always set a goal to go silver every single month. That's something that I will make happen every single month. And then as a team overall, we had 5. So another one on my team signed up 2, and we ended with 341 points. So this month, my goal is to personally add 3, but to get 3 to silver. I love the way they designed the contest, you guys. And let me tell you why, because when I got back into the business last June, all of the contests were like, add 6, get this and this, add 6, get this and this. So I was like flexing my muscles with that because I can do that all day long. Like that felt easy to me because I did that at my other job and I was already in like the swing of things with that. But I never was able to flex my muscles on growing my team. So I literally was like working extra hard when I wasn't focusing on the U+3 stuff like at all. So if anybody on this call is new to this business, please watch those videos. They're so great and so insanely helpful. So my goal is to add 3 people personally, get 3 people either currently underneath of me or one of the 3 that I add to silver. And then I have a runner working the business that I know for a fact can get 6 because I'm pretty sure she wants an Apple Watch. Let's go, Shelly. So that's kind of how I did that. And the way I calculate it is my 3, I just times by 6. That'll give me that set amount of points. I think I have it down here somewhere. And then 5 points for, level 2s. So you would take 3 times 5, right? 15. So that's kind of how you would calculate that. If that's so confusing to anybody, I'm happy to help with that. But I really just want to grow by 93 points because I want and need to get back to where I was from a financial standpoint, but then I'd love to get back to where my highest was at 515. So that's kind of where I'm at with my goals. Anybody have any questions about that or how to navigate what that looks like? No? Okay, cool. Feel free to message me or put it in the chat if you want.
Oh,
You don't have to put it in the refrigerator.
Okay, I'll wait till they mute real quick.
Come on.
Oh, you have a
yeah,
question?
I'm ready for it.
Huh?
Christy and Brandy, can y'all mute your phones, please? Thank you.
Stop.
Hey, Christy and Brandy, can you guys mute? Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, guys. Mom, did you have a question? Oh,
No,
nope.
there was a lot of background noise. I couldn't hear
Oh.
what you were.
Sorry. Okay. Okay, we're doing okay on time. So I don't know who was on last week's call, but we really talked pretty in depth about what a winning day looks like and what ATM is. So add, tag, message. If you have questions about that and want more in-depth information, that recording is on the Lead with Love page. So I would go back and watch it. I don't have a ton of time left to dive into that again. But you guys, we need to practice the saying, working smarter, not harder. And that's exactly what that is. So especially ATM, that can be used in several different ways, not just with people who are asking us questions and our potential customers. This is even with current customers, right? I would recommend spending some time in September going in and just like tagging your current customers in a post about working the business or about Pivotal or about Reset if you know they haven't done Reset. Utilizing the information that's already there for us that other people have so graciously put together, tagging them in it, allow them to read it. So you're not spending time, okay, oh yeah, this is what it is. No, just add, tag, message. And especially current customers should already be in those groups, so it's easy. It's so easy. It's my favorite way to work this business. But the ATM strategy in conjunction with the winning day, it's like a well-oiled machine, you guys. The winning day is like a checklist of how to successfully map out what your business looks like day to day. I have a type A personality. I have a checklist for everything in my life. Literally, that's fine. I'm a work in progress. But that's how I function because I have a lot going on all the time. And that's just what works for me. That's why I personally love the winning day so much. And this is going to really, really, really help with that recruitment stuff, right? So I will sometimes go like half the month and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't even talked to anybody about working the business. Like I've just been so focused on new customers that it's just out of sight, out of mind. If you're following what a winning day looks like, you are having communication with people about working the business. You guys, the idea is that we almost flip the script and we're more focused on the business opportunity than we are on the products. Because like Randy always says this, we always have the products to fall back on, right? Always. So when you think of it that way, you're like, oh shoot, that's right. She said that to me like 100 times and every time I'm like, oh yeah, you make a good point. So always, always promoting that. Posting your goals where you can see them. Kim and I had a conversation earlier, like her and I are both like, oh my gosh, we totally do this. We get all like jacked up at the beginning of the month and we're going to do this. It's going to be so great. We're going to get an Apple Watch. And then it's the 31st at 9 p.m. and we're like, I still need 2 people. And you're scrambling and panicking and let's not do that. Let's not
Nice
do
to
that.
know you can see me like at the beginning of the month.
Right? It's like, let's just not, okay? Let's enjoy this. Like we're here for a reason. Like you guys are not on this call by accident, right? Let's lock arms and help each other out and get excited about talking to somebody about the business. Of course, not in a hyped up way. We got to meet them where we're at, right? That's what we learned today. But just, it's, gosh, Allison, we were talking about this, and Sarah and Randy. When somebody says something, I don't get my lashes done anymore, but somebody, where'd you get your lashes? And you're like, oh my gosh, she is so great. Let me send you her information. She's awesome. Oh, do you like, is it expensive? Nah, I mean, yeah, but they look good, you know, whatever. So have a conversation. It doesn't have to be this big, like, okay, now there's an elephant in the room. We're talking about working the business and I don't think she wants to do it. And oh my gosh, like we have to remove the garbage, right? So my challenge to you guys is, it is September 1st. It is fall. Everybody is naturally a little bit happier, I feel like, right? I wore a sweatshirt today and I don't even care. It was 95 degrees. It's fine. Okay. It's going to be a good day to have a good day. Everybody is just like, oh, fall candles, pumpkin spice lattes, all the things. Like, let's like hone in on that a little bit. Let's make it a good month. So what I want you guys to do is have a winning day at least 3 days a week, right? So the way I set up my business is I work Monday through Friday and I take the weekends off. I'll be completely frank with you on that. So if I post something on the weekends, it's because God put something on my heart and I wanted to. It's not because I'm doing a checklist. I mentally take a break from that. But I do the winning day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Because what does that show people? What does that show our friends and family? Consistency. They trust us. They see that we're doing the same thing over and over again. Yes, it looks different, but we're committed to this. That's how serious we are about it, right? So that's challenge number 1. Challenge number 2, be on these calls every single Thursday. Honestly, this is a huge area I have to grow in. I could give you 1,000 excuses, but guess what? We left the event early tonight so I could be here. Like we got to be on here every Thursday. If mainly to be in community with each other, right? That's what we're called to do. And honestly, that's like one of my favorite things about Plexus. Like sometimes in my posts, I joke about my internet friends. I'm like, they're real because I met them for the first time this year. And it was the most strange feeling ever. But it was the coolest experience of my life. And I would not change it for anything. And this is where you get that relationship, is on calls like this and getting familiar with one another and friending one another and commenting on each other's stuff, right? So those are my challenges to you guys. Winning day 3 to 5 times a week, at least 3 times. If you can do it 5 times a week, oh my gosh, if flights weren't so expensive, I'd hop on one and high five you like crazy, but they're expensive. So I'll just virtual. And then again, guys, hopping on these calls, and there's so many other calls. Monday motivation call every single week. What is it? Tuesday and Thursday, why Plexus, why now calls. Like there's so much going on all the time. There's no reason we all can't be successful, but we have to put one foot in front of the other to do that. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks for allowing my face to be on the screen for a second Thursday in a row. I love spending time with you guys, and I understand the commitment it is to get on these calls because I have 3 kids and a husband and a million things happening. But this is the right thing. This could single-handedly change your business. So I am proud of you for getting on here. And does anybody have any questions at all before we hop off?
I'd just like to say thank you very much. I've seen your beautiful face on here, and I'm just happy to join you tonight.
Oh, Linda, I love you. You're so sweet. Thank you.
Kelsey, maybe you could share for a few minutes, since we have a few minutes left, about earning the incentives for those that don't know how to earn it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I touched on it slightly, but I guess I could have went in further. I apologize. So there's actually 2 ways you could do this. You can earn, or you can personally add 6 and earn the Apple, it's Series 7, which I think is the newest one. And Allison, I keep seeing your post say also the Samsung. I think that is so important because you either drink the Kool-Aid or you don't. Like that's just where we're at with this in the world.
For sure. But it was funny because Laura goes, don't forget us Galaxy people, Samsung people. I was like, oh, sorry, my bad. Like, yeah, Samsung, you can earn one of those too. I was like, oh, yeah, clearly.
No, it's a thing. It's a thing. I get it. I get it. So you can earn either of those, but you can also add 3 and get somebody to silver, which you guys do that, please. That is only going to benefit you in your business. Like, I took the 6 and I'm like, it's out. If I get 6, cool, but I'm trying to do 3. I'll work on my other 3 after I get my silver. Like that's the recruitment mindset that I'm in, right? So what's also way cool is you can add 6 and get 2 to silver and get 2 watches. Did I say that right? Yeah, okay. So at the beginning of the call, Allison and I were cracking up because I was telling my husband, oh my gosh, I'm going to get an Apple Watch this month and you can have my old one. And he was like, oh, thanks. And then I learned that you can get 2. And so I said, this just in, I'm going to get us both a new one. So, but the way we do that, guys, is like growing our team, right? Like putting our focus. And that has been my biggest struggle, like this past year, if I'm just being frank and just completely honest with you, is I have focused so much on how many can I get? How many can I get? How many can I get? And I wasn't pouring into my team the way I could have been. I wasn't showing up as a leader on these calls like I should have been. I wasn't commenting on the pages like I should have been. Like I wasn't doing the things to set the example. Right? So of course my team's not where I want it to be. Like that makes such clear sense to me now. And I'm just like so pumped that this is what the prize is this month. And I'm just so excited about it. So Sarah, did I miss anything with that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, well, one thing that does come to my mind is those silvers that you develop, like they're not only getting that watch, or I mean, if they follow it correctly, they're not only getting the watch, like they also get like probably over $300, I think it is. So just making sure that you're using that language when you're talking to your people, that's wildly important.
I think if if they were to add 6, or if they add 3 and have someone else add 3 underneath them, they earn the watch and over
And the
$400.
bonus, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's foolish not to, right?
Right.
So,
And don't judge, kind of like you were saying before, like don't judge who you think doesn't want to do the business. Don't judge who doesn't need $400 and a expensive watch. Like the watch is almost $400 too.
yeah, it's insane.
So don't judge people on, they don't need it. They probably already have one. They're going to think I'm ridiculous. Make sure you're asking your people.
Yep, 100%.
Absolutely, because you don't know if maybe it's not the money or the watch that they're looking for. That's just like a way that they go, oh yeah, that's cool. But they're looking for the community. They're looking for the friendships. They're looking for the encouragement and stuff that, I mean, frankly, you're not getting at a lot of jobs these days outside of this. So I know, Kelsey, you can speak to that a lot.
Yeah. I feel like I honestly spend more time like with you guys than I do most people in my life. Like that's like the switch, right? Because this has become such a big piece of who I am, and people are craving that. People are craving that sometimes more than they want to feel better or make money. That's something we're selling, right? That's part of the solution that we're selling. And so I think that's just so important. That's what we replace the garbage with in our head, right? So I love that. Anything else? We got about a minute left.
I love in the goal sheet that you had sent out, Kelsey, just the fact that it actually has you pick a sideline accountability partner for yourself. So whoever that may be, actually doing that. Cause like you and I talked about earlier, like all the things are amazing in the beginning of the month. And then if you're not, it's hard to sustain that, throughout the month, or maybe I shouldn't say it's hard. That's my feeling, is that it's hard. And so having just that outside person, and that influence from outside looking in to be able to help and keep you accountable with the activities that you're committing to. Not that they're doing the work. You, of course, we're doing the work ourselves, but just that extra person to help keep you on track is, I'm looking forward to it.
Huge. Yeah, I'm excited. It's great. It's great. I love that, because you have somebody you have to show up for and to, and I think that is, yeah, it's important. So, all right, guys, it's about to shut us off. I can't thank y'all enough. This was so much fun and so cool. I appreciate you guys.